welcome. In this video, I'm going to share with you why you should not move to Texas. Yes, you heard me right. Texas is not for everyone, and I want to share why you may not want to move here, including some touchy subjects that may just blow up the YouTube comments. But talk about guns and politics, and I'll talk about the weather too. We're going to start off easy, and toward the end of the video, we'll touch on some of those things as well. Hi, my name is Dana Pollard, and I'm a real estate agent in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And hey, if you have any questions at all about moving here to Texas, I'm happy to answer them. There is a fly in my room. I'm gonna have to get this fly out. Excuse me for one moment. I don't know if that helped or not. So hey, if you're thinking about moving to Texas, email me in the link below, and I'm so happy to answer your questions, and I'd be thrilled to be your real estate agent. So we're gonna start off easy and talk about the weather. Now, I say that, but the weather is not necessarily easy in Texas. So the first reason you should not move to Texas is if you don't like the long summer months. So here in Texas, we have about 5 months that get pretty hot, warm enough for you to go swimming. So from May to September, it gets pretty hot here. And if you're not used to 95 to 100 degree weather, it may be a little unbearable for you. So people moving from the north that just are not used to it, it may be a hard adjustment if you move to Texas. Now for me, I've lived here since I was 4 years old, and I love the hot summer months because really at the end of the day, I'm going from the AC in my house to the AC in my car to the AC in the store. And then when I'm not in the AC and maybe I'm outside, then hopefully it's swimming or on a boat or something like that. On occasion, well, I say on occasion, but my son plays baseball, and there are some very hot baseball games, and we have to stock up with umbrellas, get our ice chests. So it does get very hot if you are watching sports. And if you love snow sports, guys, this ain't it. This is not the place for you because we get maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow a year. That's if we pray really hard. Second, you should not move to Texas if you want to wake up in the mornings and look out the window into some beautiful scenery. Guys, this isn't it either. Now, like if you look at some of those places in California and the views, they're gorgeous. But in Texas, usually we're looking at our neighbors. We will have some trees because we try to, block off maybe the back of our neighbors. But really here in Texas, at least in Dallas-Fort Worth, there's a lot of flat land. And the developments are nice, don't get me wrong. We have some really good developments. But as far as mountains or the beach, you're not going to find it in Dallas-Fort Worth. If you want a little better scenery or maybe some taller trees, then the Woodlands near Houston has some beautiful tall trees. And Austin has a little bit more greenery than here in Dallas-Fort Worth. Dallas-Fort Worth is just known to be flat land. The Hill Country has some nice scenic views, as well as the Panhandle, which is a little more dry and gets a little more snow as well. So the Panhandle might be a place for you. Now, this is what I do love about living here is because I'm not used to beautiful scenic views, anywhere that I go is like awesome. So if I go to the Panhandle, I think the Panhandle is beautiful. If I go to Colorado, man, Colorado is amazing, obviously, right? But anywhere that I go to visit, I'm in awe. So my husband and I just came back from a 2-week-long Israel trip. We went to go see the Holy Land, and it was gorgeous. We went to go to Tel Aviv. We got to stay in Tel Aviv, and the beaches are beautiful. So anytime I go to visit anywhere, I'm excited because I live in Dallas-Fort Worth. And since we're on the topic of beauty in Texas, the grass does tend to get brown toward the end of summer. And if you want to have a green lawn to keep up with the Joneses' green lawn, then you will have to water it regularly. to keep those green lawns, but it is possible. Now, if you want to go see a beach in Texas, we are along the coast. You can go drive down to Galveston. It's not known to be the most beautiful beaches, but if you keep traveling far south to the very south tip of Texas, you can visit South Padre Island. I'm not going to say it's anything like Cozumel, but you can get a little bit of beach if you like. Number 3, if you don't like polite people calling you ma'am or sir, you may not want to move to Texas, because here in Texas, it's a culture to teach our kids to say yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, and because we want to teach our kids to be respectful of adults. But I can say that I've heard many people from the north come down to the south going, stop calling me ma'am. And I don't know why, because it's a sign of respect. I think maybe they feel like they're being called old. I don't know. Y'all help me out. Put it in the comments why you don't like to be called ma'am or sir. But here we like to teach them to our kids to say yes ma'am, yes sir, things like that. And if you're a lady, do expect for men to hold the door open for you, whether you're at the gas station, at a restaurant. It's very courteous for men to open the doors for women. Sometimes you'll see men open the car door for women as well. And it's not uncommon for a woman to open the door for others as well. It is a little weird if a woman opens the door for a man, but that happens as well. Even children will open the doors for other people. You'll see that. It's very courteous. And I don't know what it's like there up in the north. You may do that as well, but do expect that here in Texas. And hey, I would say, I like the culture of respect because it's kind of like a life lesson. You teach people how to treat you, right? So hey, I want to teach my kids, especially my daughter, to not just respect other people, but to expect to be respected as well. Now, the next 2 reasons you should not move to Texas, maybe they won't prohibit you completely, but there are 2 negatives that you want to be prepared for if you move to Texas. And the first one, well, this is like number 4 on the list or somewhere around there, is the healthcare. Texas is not known to have the best healthcare in the nation. While Texas, it's not the worst. We do have healthcare here, guys. But just to give you an idea, we have PPO plans, and if you need to see a specialist, you will need a referral. So we do have healthcare. It's just not as great as sometimes I hear that, like, say, California has. The next negative that you want to be prepared for if you do decide to move to Texas is the property taxes. Guys, the property taxes here are very high compared to many places in our nation. And you can expect to pay about 2.5 to maybe at the top 3.1% of the appraised value of a home. So what that means is, now listen, we don't pay state taxes here. So that's kind of like the balance, I guess you would say, is no state tax, but you do pay high property tax. So to give you an idea on, say, a $350,000 home, and on average 2.8% tax rate, you're looking at paying $9,800 a year. Now, listen, if you move into the home and make it your primary residence, then you can claim it as a home with a homestead exemption, which will give you 20% off of that. So with that being said, the yearly taxes would be $7,840,000 a year. And then you split it up into payments. That FI just came back. It likes the lights. So split up into monthly payments in your mortgage, you're looking at $653,000. You're looking at $653 per month included in your mortgage payment. So yes, that can be more than what you may be used to. People do complain about property tax here a lot. All right, so now I'm going to go into the topics that may just blow the comments section up here below this YouTube video. So now that I just went on how respectful Texans are, you may find some Texans that are not very respectful. So guys, just be nice. I just know that in Texas, we have a few crazies, just like any other state, meaning you got your loony bins that just have to voice their opinion. All right, so number 6, Texas is known to be a conservative state. However, when you look at the numbers on Wikipedia, of course, you would be surprised that the major cities are not as conservative as you think. In fact, 52.2% of Texans for the popular vote voted for Trump in the 2016 election, and 43.2% voted for Clinton. Now, if you look at a map, again pulled up from Wikipedia, you will see that Dallas County, their majority vote is Democratic, okay? As were many of the southern tips bordering Mexico. So while you can get around if you classify yourself as a Democrat, you may want to stay away from the country, because when you look at the map, it's like the majority of the country places in Texas are definitely Republican or conservative, however you want to say that. They are the ones who hold dear to Trump and guns and, just saying. So in Texas, you will hear a lot of talk about Trump, and if they love him, if they hate him. There are Democrats here as well, so you get both sides, guys. But you will get a lot of outspoken people. Number 7, you should not move to Texas if you have a big problem and it irritates you, it gets under your skin, you just can't handle it. Talking about concealed weapons, also known as guns. Guys, many people do talk about owning guns here in Texas. They talk about going to the gun range to practice. They talk about their concealed weapons a lot. Again, you probably are talking about the more conservative areas, especially the country, maybe the Fort Worth or Tarrant County side. The Dallas County side is definitely more Democratic and liberal. And so, but if it gets under your skin, Texas is definitely known. They're going to put up a fight to ever let go of the right to carry concealed weapons. And last but not least, I have to talk about this because I have a dear friend that moved down here from the north, and she said it was like culture shock about how many people in Texas talk about God. Yes, the big man upstairs. So if you don't like the mention of God, you may not like living in Texas. While not everybody is Christian, not everyone goes to church, and not everyone believes in God here, you can expect that if you're in McDonald's or at the park, or especially Chick-fil-A, right, that somebody's going to bring up their relationship with the Lord, and they may talk to you about it. While there aren't too many people, on occasion you'll find a crazy that's going to try to push their beliefs on you. You can expect conversations about God here in Texas. I can say, though, that I do appreciate the friendliness, that people will talk about whatever at, the park or in line at the grocery store. I love the friendliness of Texans. And after going to Israel, I realized this is a very friendly state, because when we were in Israel, it was not very friendly. There were some friendly people, but the majority did not like Americans. But while, strangers will bring up the subject of God or guns or politics, I do appreciate the friendliness of Texans. I love that, people move here from all over, and they're very welcoming here. So I love the friendliness of Texas. Hey, if you're thinking about moving to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, hey, message me in my email below. I'm so happy to answer all of your questions, help in any way that I can, and I would be honored if you chose me as your real estate agent while you're moving here. So hey, thank you so much. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and have a great day.